Thanks for dropping by. I'm Troy Hazard and we are getting down to the business of franchising. And the first question I have for you, Katrina Mitchell, is when are you coming back? I mean, we've had half a conversation with all your mates today, and I know how many other mates you've got in franchising that we need to be tapping on the shoulder to come and have a chat about this, because there's just so much information there, isn't there?
We just barely scratched the surface, didn't we?
I know. I mean, I had about 50 more questions I could have asked everybody today, so I reckon we're going to line that up again. But what we haven't talked about today, a lot anyway, is your business, your adventure from when you were going training dogs and all of a sudden your epiphany just says, I'm going to go into the Speakers Bureau world and provide speakers for franchisors. Tell us about that. Tell us how that works.
Well, it's been a fantastic journey, and I think the first thing is that I think you and I had this conversation when we first met, and I said, hey, you know what, I make it up every day. We just do the very best we can.
Yeah.
And we do a lot on intuition and instinct, and just make sure that we're really creating the right matches. We match our speakers not only on content and the topics that they're able to deliver, what they're able to help franchisees do, but we also match on culture.
To make sure they're a fit with the franchise system.
Absolutely, with the culture of the system, because I can recommend 5 or 6 fantastic leadership speakers or customer service speakers, but we want to make sure we get the one that really connects with your franchise.
And I know when the times that we've worked together, the amount of questions that you go through, the amount of time I spend on the phone with your clients to make sure that those things work the best for the client, gives them the outcome. So these small business people that are attending these conferences actually have some take home and can do stuff.
You know, it's a big deal. And again, everything I do in franchisespeakers.com and Speak is for the benefit of the end recipient of the message, the learning, the education. And I just always go back to when I was a franchisee. What was important to me when I was taking 3 days out of my business
to go and sit in a room,
investing all this money. There were some things that were really important to me, and I did not want my time wasted. So,
of course. And it's not something that they're used to either. I notice, you know, the conferences I speak at, the amount of people that are sitting in the room, that's not what they usually do. They're busy, they're active, they're moving, and they're kind of sitting there going, I know there's stuff going on back at the office I should be focused on. I really, you know, it's got to be good content, otherwise you lose their attention quite quickly.
And interactive too. I mean, that's one of the criteria that we're always looking for, is that the speakers on our core roster that we're working with create an exchange, very interactive. I know you, for example, you're always jumping off the stage and you're in the audience and you're asking questions or doing some sort of facilitated workshop and extracting the collective knowledge out of the room. It's just brilliant, and the franchisors love it. The feedback we get is fantastic.
Great. Now you've got 3 criteria that you have when you're selecting speakers, because I know everyone, you know, wants to get into the, you know, everyone likes to think that they're a public speaker and that they can do this stuff, and you're really particular about the guys and girls you bring on board with your bureau. Yeah,
absolutely. So 3 main criteria. Number 1, they have to understand franchising. Number 2, expert adult educators. So seasoned professionals. Most of them are CSPs. That stands for Certified Speaking Professional. And there's only a few hundred of those around the world. So it's a criteria that designates that, hey, I am a pro.
I know my stuff.
I know my stuff, and I know certainly you have bailed clients out a lot of different sticky situations where timing is off or things are going on in the platform where you're just able to accommodate whatever's going on the fly. And that's what we're looking for. And the 3rd criteria is my favorite. It's you're already laughing. It's we have a no diva policy. So
and I passed. Just so you all know, I passed the no diva policy.
So what that means, and every franchisor we speak to, when I get to that, I said, and our 3rd criteria is no divas.
There you go.
Do you need me to explain that? And they just crack up and say, oh no, we got it. But you know, my feeling is that the experience in working with the speakers up to the event is equally important. So, you know, coming from your heart, service-oriented, how are we really going to help these franchisees run better businesses?
And try and connect with them.
Deeply, meaningfully.
I think there's been some great content today that's come out to help some of them run their businesses better. I picked up a few key things. The first thing for me today was advice. Get the right advice. Get the good guys, the smart guys on board, otherwise you're doing yourself a disservice. So if it costs a few more bucks, dig a little bit deeper, get the right people. That was the first thing for me. And you experienced that yourself firsthand when you were going into franchising. Do your homework was the second thing I got, which isn't always that hard. If you Google search a number of things, I'm sure you can find out where to get a lot of this stuff. Passion and commitment. I know that's one of your big words. You want to be, you love that whole connectivity piece coming from the heart, you know. And the last thing was commitment. You know, if you really are committed to getting involved in business, that's got to be a key thing. And you've shown that certainly in your first franchise business and now in your current business. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you for the last 4 years and hope it goes on forever and ever. Thanks for dropping in today. I've been in this business for 25 years as a consultant, as a franchisee, franchisor, and I've got so much information today just from having a chat to these guys. It's been fantastic. We are going to do this again. I think this is going to be a great show, and we're going to go out and we're going to catch up with Don Wilson, and we're going to create a special Legends special with him, I think, on some of his history in the industry.
Yeah, amazing.
We'll see you
Troy.
again soon, and we'll catch you guys again soon too. This is Getting Down to Business. I'm Troy Hazard. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you again next week.